Embodiments of love. Today we are celebrating Ishwarama Day. In those early days when I attended school at Bukkapatnam, every evening Mother Ishwarama would lovingly inquire as to what happened in the school that day. She had no formal education at all. One day the children told her, "Mother, today a teacher made our Satya stand up on the bench." And they started criticizing him. Mother Ishwarama intervened and said, "Children, you should not talk ill of your teacher. No teacher would punish a student without a proper reason. Our Satya might have committed some mistake." Like this, she imparted a sacred teaching to the children, saying, "My dear ones, you are going to school to study. Whatever you learn, put it to proper use. Only then will you be called truly educated and earn the appellation Sakshara. If you do not make proper use of your education, you become a Rakshasa, demon. So make efforts to earn the title of Sakshara." Then she told me, "Satya, at any time and under any circumstances, do not cultivate hatred towards anybody. Love all and you will be loved by all. In fact, there is no trace of hatred or enmity in me at any time. I love all. That is why everyone loves me. If we do not love others, how can we expect others to love us? Give love and receive love. It is not a one-way traffic. You should give and take." In this manner, Mother Ishwarama taught the children many sacred ideals. One need not have any formal education in order to impart such sacred teachings. There are many who are highly educated, but what is the use? They do not put their knowledge into proper use. Mother Ishwarama used to impart many noble teachings to the devotees when they gathered around her. I had given her a small room in Prashanti Nilayam. Many ladies would go there and plead with her, "Mother, we have been here for a long time. Please tell Swami to grant us an interview." For this she would tell them, "My dear ones, Swami may look small to your eyes, but he does not listen to anyone. He will not act on recommendations. He will give what you deserve. You should try to understand the divine principle of Swami." In this manner, she would give proper guidance to the devotees. One day she told me, "Satya, your name and fame have spread far and wide. The whole world is coming to you. So please bestow peace on the world with your sankalpa, will." For this I told her, "It is not that I have to make a sankalpa for world peace. Each one has to attain peace by himself, because man by nature is the embodiment of peace. He is the embodiment of truth and love. You have to manifest your love. You have to experience peace within. You have to follow the path of truth. Satyam vada, dharmam chara. Speak truth and practice righteousness. You can achieve anything when you follow this principle." Since ancient times, there have been many noble mothers who have guided their children on the right path. The future of the nation rests in the hands of mothers. That is why one calls one's own country as motherland. Bharat is the birthplace of many noble mothers. Our ancient culture has given first place to the mother. Father comes only next. Even on invitation cards we write Shrimati and Shri. The husband may be highly educated and occupying a position of authority. He may be the president of nation himself, yet we cannot write Shri and Srimati while sending an invitation. Srimati has to come first. Since ancient times, women are treated with great reverence and respect in Bharat. This land of Bharat is highly sacred, but unfortunately, people have lost love for their motherland. He is a true human being who loves his mother and becomes the true recipient of his mother's love. One who cannot earn his mother's love is verily a demon. Hence, respect and revere your mother. Experience and enjoy your mother's love. Dedicate your life for the happiness of the mother. You may acquire any number of degrees, you may undertake any number of sacred activities, but all of them will prove futile if you do not please your mother. There is none superior to the mother in this world. The Veda has given the place of highest prominence to the mother when it declared, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Revere your mother, father, preceptor and guest as God. There may be a son in this world who does not love his mother, but there cannot be a mother who does not love her son. There may be differences of opinion between them, but the motherly love will never diminish. Today, we are celebrating Ishwarama Day. I want to tell you an incident that speaks of Mother Ishwarama's immense compassion and love for children. In those days, students from various states and countries attended summer classes. Gokak, who used to conduct the classes, was a strict disciplinarian. He was a man of great character and sacrifice. He was a great academician too. He was conducting the classes in an exemplary manner. One day, the students were having lunch in the dining hall. One of the boys got up and went outside before others could finish their meals. Gokak, who watched this through the window, called him and chided him for his act of indiscipline. When your fellow students are having their food, you should not get up in the middle even though you have completed your meals. It amounts to insulting them. Saying so, Gokak suspended him from the classes. The boy was in tears, but Gokak was not moved. The boy came to Mother Ishwarama's room, fell at her feet and started crying. He told her about the harsh punishment meted out to him by Gokak. He pleaded with her to come to his rescue. Ishwarama consoled him and sent him away. She was sitting on the steps where Gokak could pass by. After a while, Gokak came there. She offered her namaskar to him, and he reciprocated the same most reverentially. Then she said, "When I did namaskar to you, you reciprocated the same, in the same manner. If you punish others, you will be punished in return. The boy, out of his innocence, has done a mistake. Please forgive him and allow him to attend the classes." Then Gokak replied, "Mother, if I forgive him, it would set a bad example for others. Anyway, I will forgive him only for your sake." In this manner, she would go out of her way to help and provide comfort and solace to others. You are bound to face the consequences of your actions. If you talk to others in a harsh manner, it will come back to you as resound. If you hit others, it will come back to you as reflection. Hence, do not hurt others. Do good, be good, say good and speak good. Then you will be blessed with rich rewards. Though Mother Ishwaramma had no formal education at all, she conducted herself in an exemplary manner. She was one of profound wisdom. The teaching that Mother Ishwaramma imparted remained etched in the heart of Gokak. Later on, when he came as Vice Chancellor to Puttaparthi, he used to recollect her words of wisdom. He would remember her every day. He would say, "I see Mother Ishwaramma in my dream quite often. I follow her advice implicitly." You should not criticize others. We should not hurt others or make fun of them. We should love all. This is what Mother Ishwaramma taught everybody. Do your duty sincerely. Then you will certainly progress in life. Whoever he may be, follow the sacred teachings of our elders. People attribute certain teachings to Rama, Krishna, and so on and so forth. It does not matter whether it is Rama or Krishna. Enquire what, why, when, where, and under what circumstances they had given those teachings. You should remember the context in which those teachings were imparted and act accordingly. When you obey the command of elders and divine personalities, you will certainly attain exalted position in life. Many students today do not pay heed to the words of their mother. It is a grave mistake. Mothers speak from their heart, wishing the welfare of their children. You should understand their feelings and give due respect to their words.